Start my video off by first of all congratulating anyone who has decided to show support or be a shoulder for anyone who has an addiction problem, who is trying to overcome an addiction problem. If you are someone who is trying to help someone through this struggling time that the person that you care about, a loved one, whatever, is going through, first of all, thank you. That's just for me, if the person who you are helping has not told you. But yeah, thank you, because it's not easy. If you are someone who has a loved one or is taking on this role of being that support system, there's a couple of things that you need to understand, because I'm going to go through both, being the addict and being the supporter of the addict. Not supporter of the addict, but the person trying to help the addict get off of whatever addictions they are attached to. If you don't already know this, there's a couple of things that you need to understand. First things first, trying to be a support system for someone who has an addiction problem, no matter what that addiction problem is. It could be sex, drugs, other people, work, whatever. So many things. But drugs, sex are like the top two I can think of that are like completely just mind-boggling. But yeah, let's start top two for me. I think for me, everybody has their own preferences, but for me, if you are someone who is being a support system, understand that it is not an easy journey. Just like it is an easy journey for the person who isn't addicted to whatever substance or issue that they're addicted to. It's not an easy journey being the supporter of the addictor. Being a supporter means that, and just hear me out when I say this, you have to be very patient with people who have addictions, who are trying to overcome addictions. You have to be understanding that when they are without, they're going to be upset. They're going to go through their withdrawal moments, and withdrawal moments are one of the worst things. Speaking from personal experience, they are completely horrible, because the people who care the most are the ones who usually end up hurt the worst. And you're just trying to be there to be a support system, trying to be a help. So commend yourself and pat on the back for just being a support system, for being strong enough to want to help someone, and having the understanding that it's not going to be an easy journey, so you won't give up. You know, you won't throw in the towel when things get way rough or when they get way too rough. Now, you know, you do have to make sure that you are always protecting your boundaries as the supporter. You never want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be harmed or endangered, but always be aware of that. You know, don't let it go too far just because you're a supporter, and don't feel bad if you've done all you can and you just can't do anymore. It's okay. People find their own ways to cope, find their own ways to come out of things, even if it's not with your help and your support. Now, for the addictor, if you are the addictor and you are watching my videos, I know it's hard being addicted to whatever substance, whatever issue that has made you feel that you need this issue to thrive in this world. You don't need that issue. I know that's easier said than done, but you honestly don't need that issue to thrive in this world. Addictions are nothing more than masks, just like your ego is nothing more than a mask of who you really are. An addiction is nothing more than a mask that's hindering you from what you actually really need to see. Like I said, for me, drugs and sex are like the top two addictions, but some people have addictions to work. Some people have addictions to other people, you know. Some people have addictions to, you know, animals. I don't know. People have crazy addictions. You never freaking know. Because there's so many things that people can get addicted to and attached to in this world, where they end up losing themselves in their addiction. So whatever it is, whatever your addiction is, first things first, it's commendable that you notice that you have a problem. As we all know, the first step to overcoming a problem is admitting that you have a problem. That's very honestly true. And speaking from personal experience, when I was going through my addictions, it was hard for me to accept that my addictions were a problem, because I didn't really see it that way, and I wasn't trying to see it that way, but actually stepping outside of the box and seeing, you know, where my life was at in that point in time, I was like, this is actually a problem. So commend yourself for noticing that you have a problem, because that takes a really big step. Not many people, it's not that not many people can see this, but unfortunately so many people don't get to see the day where their addiction is a problem to the point where they want to try to change it. Now, second thing, if you're anything like me, and I know most people aren't like me, but for a lot of people, they are like me. When you have an addiction, sometimes your body will just start telling you, that it's time to change. When you start feeling completely horrible, completely miserable, when you feel like this addiction is like literally ruining your life, it's draining you, it's wearing and tearing on your body physically, mentally, everything, it's time for a change. I don't believe that anyone should partake in these drugs that are out here in this day and age, especially now. I don't believe you should partake in drugs anyway, but especially in today's age, they're putting all types of things in these drugs and you just don't know. So you don't want your last breath to be because of someone else's ill will. So that's one thing to think about. Also, when it comes to addictions, let me put it like this. If you're going through an addiction and you're trying to overcome this addiction, it's not easy, right? And there are so many things that people can tell you can do, that you should do in order to overcome an addiction. People are going to walk away from you. You're going to lose friends that you thought you were friends for life. You're going to lose relationships, jobs. Things are just going to start moving, and you're just going to be completely broken. You're going to be screaming out for help, and no one's going to want to help you because of this problem. If this is your situation, or if you are in this situation, it's okay. All right? It's okay. God give his greatest test to his greatest warriors, and that can't be even more true for a situation like this. If you can overcome an addiction, I honestly feel like you can overcome so many things in this world. You can overcome anything in this world. But if you can actually sit there and notice that you have a problem without someone telling you have a problem, if you can be aware that you have a problem without someone literally jabbing it into your skull that you have an issue, that's freaking amazing. Because most people start understanding that they have an addiction that's by someone else telling them that they have an addiction, most people find out they have an addiction by some people telling them they have an addiction, or someone walking away from them and they start to see that it's a problem. For me personally, it was literally just me noticing that I wasn't where I wanted to be, and that this was the cause of where I wasn't wanted to be, that I initially was the cause of why I wasn't where I wanted to be. So I decided to make a change. It wasn't because someone told me. It wasn't because someone asked me to. It was literally just because I got sick and tired of being miserable. And that the addictions that I was having was not doing anything but adding fuel to the fire, all right? And if this is your situation, I know you can resonate. I know you can feel me when I'm saying this. So if you are wearing the shoes of an addict, all right? The shoes of an addict, I don't care what size they are. I don't care what color they are, what shape they are, what design they are. The shoes of an addict runs the same for all. An addiction is an addiction. I don't care what it is. I don't care how long you've been on it. I don't care the necessities, the ins, the outs. I don't care. An addiction is an addiction. An addiction can be treated in so many different ways. But the first step to overcoming an addiction, of course, is understanding that you have an addiction problem. The second step is understanding yourself throughout this process of healing from an addiction problem. That's one thing that I would say. Because for me, I have to start understanding myself. I have to start understanding like who I am, where I wanted to go, how I wanted to move. And slowly but surely, things started moving for me. Now, I'm not going to completely lie and be like, if you have an addiction problem and you want to change and you feel it in your body that you want to change, it's going to happen for you overnight. No. These things happen gradually over time. These things, because there's an attachment, There's an attachment to whatever it is that you feel you need to make it and thrive in this world. There's an attachment to it. So slowly but surely, you have to start removing that attachment from your life circumstance. And how do you remove that attachment? By doing things that are more beneficial to your life, doing things that make you happy, doing things that bring you joy, doing things that brings positivity to your life. This could be writing. This could be going out, hanging out with positive people. I'm not even going to say hanging out with friends, because if you have friends who are literally around you while you have these addiction problems and they aren't telling you, these are not your real friends. A real friend isn't going to see you in pain, because if you have an addiction problem, you are in pain. A real friend isn't going to see you in pain, going through whatever it is that you're going through, and just sit there and be like, you know what, you cool people. You know, you chill, you relax, you this, that, and the third. That's not what a real friend does. A real friend is going to actually tell you what's real. They're going to tell you, like, hey, this, I'm not quite sure about this, you know. And if they can't get through to your head, they're just going to remove themselves from the situation. And unfortunately, that happens a lot of times to so many people, which is why you see so many people strung out on the streets alone with no one willing to help them, because everyone that they knew, their whole world, everything walked away from them. And it's unfortunate, but that's the way that life is sometimes. So if you're actually sitting here watching this video, first of all, you are already in a better spot, because you have a choice. You have an opportunity to not go down that road, not go down that path, because it is a lonely path, it is a lonely road. And it's just something you know you don't want for yourself. No one wants to be alone, even though you don't need anyone. I'm a firm believer you don't need anyone, but no one ultimately wants to be alone in this world. You know, there's billions and billions of people in this world. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to overcome your addiction alone. So if you have people that are around you right now that are not influencing you to be better, that are not encouraging you to be better, start evaluating your peoples, all right? So back to what I was saying. Start hanging out with more positive people. Start hanging out with people who don't partake in the things that, you know, were a part of your addiction, you know? Start meeting new people. Start meeting influential people. People who are going places. People who have been places. People who want to go places. You know what I'm saying? Start attracting high vibrational energies so that you can get to that high vibrational state yourself. All right. The third thing that I want to say is that when you are overcoming an addiction is understanding that you are not going to be perfect. You are going to spaz the fuck out. You're going to flip out, because when I tell you withdrawal is serious like a mother, you know? You don't want to hear nobody's mouth, especially if they're not trying to help you get what you want to get. Your little fix, whatever the case may be, or however you put it, however you say it, you know? You're not going to want to do any of these things. You're not going to want to hear the good advice. You're not going to want to hear the positive affirmations, the great stories. You're not going to want to go outside. You're not going to want to open up your window and let the sunshine come through. You're not going to want to do any of that. And that is perfectly okay. It is going to be tough. It is going to be challenging. But it's going to get better every single day as long as you push forward. Always remember that. No day is perfect. No day is just completely... You know, that's why the heart beats the way it does. It goes up and down, heartbeat. It's the same way of life. It's not, if it was going like this, you'd be dead. All right? And if it was going like this, a steady incline all the way up, then, you know, I'm... Well, that would be kind of dope if your life could just go straight up all the way, kind of incline. You know, I'm going to actually put that positive affirmation out there, that my life can, and your life can just go straight up, you know. Because it actually can. It's actually what you pay, it's actually what you put your attention, your focus on. Like, if you're focusing on the bad, then it's gonna start going down. But if you just completely focus on the good, your life can just go completely straight up. So if you are overcoming addiction, understand that your lifeline is gonna be just like a heartbeat line. It's gonna be up and down, up and down. You're gonna have your highs, you're gonna have your lows. And you're gonna probably, and I'm not gonna say all, but for majority people, when you're overcoming addiction, you're gonna probably 80% of people are gonna hurt, and not in a physical way, but this could be mental, it could be physical, but I don't mean like you're gonna harm, like kill someone, but you know, you could say some things, you know, you could break something, you know, you're gonna hurt. The people who are around you, who love you the most, the people who are trying to help you, they're gonna hurt this the way that you're hurt, if not more. And the reason I say if not more is because it's hard to see someone that you care about. It's hard to see someone that you love. Hell, it's hard to feel it. It's hard to feel in your heart when you care about somebody and you know that they're screaming out for help and you can't help them because they don't want it. That's hard. And it's hard to sit back and actually access that. It's hard to actually sit back and watch that. Thank God I don't have to see it. But it's hard to sit back and feel it, access it, watch it, understand it, grasp it, and know that there's nothing more that you can do in that moment besides let that person be. Let that person overcome whatever issues that they are overcoming, because sometimes some people have so many deep, dark issues within themselves that they have to fight them alone. And it's not about facing them, you literally have to fight them alone. Like, you're fighting for your life in this moment. And that's very hard for someone to watch someone that they care about go through that. So just as hard as it is for you to go through it, it's hard for someone that loves you, that cares about you, that's trying to help you to see it, you know? So be aware of this, be understanding of this. Even in the moment, you won't be understanding of this when you are going through whatever it is that you're going through. But if you can be aware of this situation now, then just maybe, you can be aware of it when those tempers start flaring up, when those energies start going to low vibrational states, all right? The third thing that I want to address when it comes to overcoming addiction. Overcoming an addiction is, I think I've said it, one of the biggest things that you can do. It's one of the greatest obstacles that you can overcome an addiction, because an addiction is literally put in place to hold you back. It's not even hold you back, it's put in place to hold you down. It's put in place to keep you from becoming the best version of yourself. And we are all striving to be the best version of ourselves. I strive to be the best version of myself every single day. And you know what I do? Not every single day is perfect. I wake up in the morning sometimes and I'm just like, what the fuck is life? You know, like, what the fuck is life? You know, what am I doing? Where am I going? Can I do this? Can I do that? You know, and these doubts creep up into your head. You have to literally change your thought process. You have to start believing in yourself, telling yourself that things are gonna get better. You have to start telling yourself that you are great. You have to start telling yourself that you are worthy. You have to start believing in the fact that you are powerful enough, that you are a god, you are a goddess, whatever, male, female, masculine, feminine, whatever energy that you possess. You have to start telling yourself that you are this great god, goddess, that can overcome anything that this earth puts in front of you. Because at the end of the day, nothing on earth can destroy you but yourself. All right? So have this understanding for yourself. Love yourself. And if you're watching my video, you already love yourself because you're trying to overcome whatever issues that you're trying to overcome. If you're watching my videos and you're someone who's trying to be a support system, trying to be a help for others, continue to be that rock. Continue to be that strong, solid support system for said individual. Always, always, always be respectful of said person, their issues, but always make sure that you're respectful of yourself first. No matter how hard it is, I promise you it's hard. It's fucking hard. It is so damn hard, but it's gonna be beautiful when this person comes out on the other side and you can stand there and be like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for overcoming whatever issues that you went through, whatever obstacles that you just had to fight, whatever demons that you just had to kick in the goddamn throat. You know, and for the addict, speaking from having addiction myself, it's liberating. It's like a new version of you has emerged. And that is the greatest feeling on earth, is when you can overcome an addiction, when you can find balance, peace, and harmony within yourself, and when you can live without the need of a substance, a person, or a thing. Look, all right? Always be choosing to love yourself. Always be choosing to be honest with yourself. Always be choosing to care for yourself and to allow others to help you. And even if you don't want to allow others to help you, always be willing. Always be willing to fight for yourself. Fight for your dreams. Fight for your life. All right? I'm not going to sit here and be like, because you only get one. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that, because I believe that you live multiple lives. There's deja vu is real for a reason. Always be choosing to find yourself, to become the best version of you, so that in turn you can create so many great experiences, you can enjoy so many great experiences in this life, because that's what you're here to do, all right?